Welcome to Cowabunga Ranger Talk. Today we are going to be talking about Masters of the Universe, X Transformers, Optimus Prime Armor He-Man, and we're also going to be talking crossover fatigue. So that's kind of what's on deck today. I got this figure for right there, $8.99. And whoa, buddy, that was exactly what it needed to be as far as price is concerned, because while I do like the idea of having He-Man and Optimus Prime together, this isn't great. And this was retailing for, I believe it was like $32, $33, but it wasn't moving at that price. So and it didn't even have a long shelf life, because I've seen other product that'll stay there for like almost an entire year without dropping price. But this right here, this like I want to say like a month and a half until it just like gave up and dropped the price. But what have you, let's go ahead and look at him. So here he is. The only thing I did was I was messing with the head a little, so I put him his face gauze there, the Optimus Prime mouth, the packaging. So you can see there. Here we have He-Man. There we have Optimus Prime. Here is the big glamour shot. Let me pull away so you can get a better shot of it. It's nice art, and that's the start. So that's that. This line is kind of odd because it started with Megatron, Skeletor, and then Man at Arms as Bumblebee, and now this is Wave 2, and I really don't think there's a Wave 3. I think they're pretty much done, and they were kind of done already. But Wave 2 is Optimus, He-Man, and the other one is, for some weird reason, Scareglow, Starscream. So there's that. But let's actually look at the figure before we judge it too harshly. There's a shot of the mouth that slides in and out. There's the sword with the Matrix of Leadership sword. I like this sword. This sword looks cool in packaging and drawing, the design. Like I like everything about it. That's a cool sword. So let's look at this bad boy here. Let's open them up. Let me show you this before I destroy the box. If you want to read that, right there, the strength, speed, and endurance, courage, power, skill, all that type of stuff. There. There's this insert, so if you want to use it as a backdrop and you're just tired of the box, you could put that there. Now the figure himself. He comes with what I think most He-Mans should come with: the sword, the axe, and the shield. Not all the time, but let's look here. So if you have any Origins figures, you know what the articulation is on this. The faceplate, I can take it off. The armor, I believe I could take it off, but it's like such a pain if I really wanted to, like, because these figures are modular. Like, the first thing you want to do is start ripping them to pieces so you can reassemble them in a different way. And yeah, you can take off this big rubber piece, but I'm not going to, because it looks like I'll just like end up chipping paint for some reason. So I won't be doing that. You look at the arms here, regular, cut at the bicep there. The hand has a swivel there, but it doesn't have the secondary one, so you can't like pull down the sword like, oh, I have the power, that type of thing. You can't do that with this. These seem to be glued on, and I'm not gonna destroy the paint for them. I did want to take this off so I can paint this, because if this is an Optimus that's, He-man, I thought I could use a little more color than this. Head sculpt wise, there it is. There's the face. It's a fine He-Man head. It's a fine He-Man face. This does not come off. If you take this off, you're gonna rip and tear, and it also has this sort of hollowish half head here. And now let me put them back together, just because why not? There we go. And now he's back together. I like the gold on the belt. That's a cool look. He moves just fine. He's got some articulation there. It's a little rubbery, but that's kind of to be expected from the Origins figures. That they only bend so much because the rubber inside the thighs are are just so, put together that way. But there's that. The boots are, I believe the boots are new, unless they're like from some Roboto figure or something, but they look pretty new. I haven't seen them. I don't have every single figure of the Origins line, so I couldn't tell you. I'm not, that deep a collector here. I like this chest piece as well. I wish the thrusters would have been behind them, because it would have looked more Optimus-ish, because this is a mashup. And now here you have the sword. The sword with the matrix of leadership in it. It's a cool looking sword. It's got translucent parts to it. I think it's all translucent, and they just painted this part right here. This is translucent shield. It's fine. And then the axe. The axe is cool. I think the axe is, let's see here. I like that they made the weapons translucent. That's a cool touch. Yeah. So it's almost Energon-ish, So that's a good look right there. Now let's see here, because this is He-Man, so figure maybe they want you to just like slide the, yeah, there it is. There it is. You like in wrestling when they point to you before they're about to start the melee, the mollywop, if you will. Looks cool there. No, there it is. I like him with his mask on more than off, but that's just me. If y'all like it off, leave it off. There it is. I think that looks great. I wish there was somewhere to put this, so it'd be kind of cool if you can like clip it onto here, or because you can't even put it behind it. It's, where do you put this? I guess there. That doesn't look terrible. See here, so I can give you a better shot here. There we go. And more or less that is Optimus He-man. Now, why did I cover them? Because it's a cool figure. Cowabunga Ranger Talk, you know, we talk about He-man a little bit, and I figure it makes sense. Everybody knows Transformers, everybody knows He-man, so it's fine as like a double crossover. And now the second part of the episode where I start talking about, and this is literally why, you know, and this is very on brand, if you will. I can get my man here to stand up. Right there. So, Ninja Turtles have crossed over with He-Man, as you may know, and that's kind of what I want to talk about now. I think these crossovers and things like that, they've reached their pinnacle. I don't think they're going much further, especially for Mattel. I think Mattel is kind of like, oh, what can we cross over with? What can we cross over with? I know they're doing a crossover with Hot Wheels right now, which is fine because, I mean, why not, right? Like, if you want to try working with Hasbro on a couple of things, why not? But it just feels like this whole stuff they're tired of doing crossovers, and they're doing crossovers just to do crossovers. Like the Stranger Things, there's 4 figures out, or 6 now, because there's one with Skeletor, then later came out one with He-Man, and then the third one is with Hordak. So there's that. There's a lot of reuse and some sculpts for the heads of the Stranger Things characters. I don't know Stranger Things that much. I saw season 1 and I was like, that's good enough. But it's just kind of funny that, you know, all of this stuff and all of these characters and all of these things that they've done, and they're just seeming bored. They're like, oh, well, we'll try anything. We'll try anything. This line seems like they really just like, we got an idea, but I care, but I don't care type of thing. Also, He-Man has crossed over a lot. He-Man's introduced the Thundercats. So this goes into the fatigue part of it. Like, He-Man has already made, you know, Thundercats scale, and that was a dream for a lot of people because of the scale, because of the size, because of the proportions, everything. Those figures are awesome. I have some of them, and they're great figures. But they got tired of that line too, because they did wave 1, then they did wave 2, and then wave 3 was nothing but repaints, and wave 2 had a repaint of the first character, Battle Cat, but they made him purple, but they didn't make the head to make it look more Panthro-ish. They just made the head purple instead of, you know, going from green to purple, and skull working on the sculpt, tooling a little bit to make it look a little different. I mean, you're buying these figures for like 22, 23 bucks. You figure, give me a little variety, even if you don't really go crazy on it. Now they got far enough along where they just started doing repaints in the Thundercats crossover. They did repaints for Lionel. They did repaints for, like I said, Battle Cat Man. That guy. They did repaint for Panthro, which is funny. They made Panthro in TV colors, and then later they made it in toy colors, which is kind of reverse of what they did with the Lionel. Lionel they made toy colors, and then later they did TV colors. So, okay. But like I said, that line didn't seem like it was gonna go anywhere. When you talk about crossovers, I think the most successful one is the Ninja Turtles crossover with He-Man, because they about got, you know, 2.5, 3 waves out of it. The first wave, then the second wave, and then the third wave was what do you call it, the Snake Men themed wave and things like that. So they got a lot of different characters out of it too. They put Krang in there. They put Rocksteady and Bebop as a version of Too Bad. There's a lot of figures to that line. A lot of figures. But it just seems like this crossover thing has reached its point. I don't think there's going to be any more of these Motu Transformer things. I think this is done. This is done. As a standalone figure, they're fine. And I'm probably going to get Skeletor just because you want to have the set. If you have the good guy, you have the bad guy, and then I'm done. But I don't need to be chasing down freaking Man-at-Arms Bumblebee that looks terrible. The Starscream with Scareglow that looks like some translucent parts for no reason. And thanks for watching another episode of Cowabunga Ranger Talk. Stay tuned for more, and I'll see you next time. Bye.